This is the Big Tasty Podcast where we talk about anything and everything.
Freeze. It was right down the street.
Oh, nice.
Get some ice cream and some
Tasty
burgers.
Freeze
Or
is
just
so
fries. Just fries. It's not how that we could afford.
Tasty Freeze is dope. I like growing up. I like Tasty Freeze and Dairy Queen.
We try not to offend people, but keep it real at the same time.
Because I love roasting people. And dude looks like Shrek when he turned into a human.
I'm Brian.
I'm Chris, aka Luda.
Welcome, fam. Let's get started. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Brian?
How you doing, man?
Doing right. How are you?
I'm all right. You know,
Yeah.
just got off of work not too long ago.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a easy day for me,
Yeah.
so I can't complain too much today.
I know a couple weeks ago it was pretty busy for you, huh?
Yeah, I was doing like 13-hour days or something every day, and then working Saturdays. It's rough. And then, you know, just going and doing landscaping and stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
it's rough. And then you got the kids,
Yeah.
whatever.
And you're trying to just stay with life, like go to Chargers training camps.
Yeah, I stay busy too. So yeah, I go to Chargers training camps, concerts, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
yeah, how was your day?
Yeah. Been good. I mean, work's been busy, but can't complain. Just been working, being with the lady, planning the wedding, and editing.
And editing.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of
I've
editing
been
lately.
doing a lot of editing
Yeah.
between the church and between this. Yeah.
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 So stop being rude and introduce your friend.
Yeah,
man.
so today on the podcast, I like to introduce the worship director here at Agape, Zoltan.
What it do?
What's up, man?
What's up?
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good. I'm glad you could join us on this podcast.
Glad to be here.
First question, is this your first podcast?
Yes.
Well, welcome to the family.
Thank you. I had a very inappropriate joke, but
Go ahead, say it. We like inappropriate.
we're in church right now. So keep that to myself.
That's cool. I'm glad you could join us. Just real quick before, without getting into too many details, just tell us a little about yourself. Just like nothing crazy.
Code name Zoltan.
Cool name Zoltan. But everyone calls you Zoltan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a wife, been married over 5 years.
Right.
2 kids. Stepdaughter who's 9. Son is about to be 3 in October.
That sounds fun.
Oh yeah.
I got a 2-year-old, so I know the feeling.
It's I thought it was difficult when he was a little baby, but those were the easy years.
Yup.
Or the easy months, I guess you could
Yeah.
say. They just lay there, and then they either want a bottle or you need to change them, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Now there isn't a wall that's not written on in my apartment. He's
Dang.
running. We live upstairs. He's constantly jumping. We've gotten complaints. We're probably going to be homeless soon.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh dang.
I
I was like, what?
No, I'm kidding.
He's not even that heavy.
No, but he pounds.
No, but he
and
pounds.
those apartments are old.
They
So
don't
it's
know how to
loud.
walk. They don't know how to walk where it's like normal walking.
Yeah.
They pound their feet when they walk. So like I got a complaint the other day too, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
we were like so mad about it. We are like, yeah, he's 2. We'll try to keep him
Yeah, for real.
calm, but he's 2.
Yeah. Currently studying mathematics. Should have my bachelor's by the end of the spring semester, 2020. All right.
That's cool.
Yeah, 2020.
2020? So next year?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. So my bachelor's. Trying to become a high school math teacher.
That's what's up. So
Trying
that's
to
why he's going
bring
by the
that.
code name Zoltan.
Yep. Trying to bring that conservatism to the classroom.
Oh.
if you know
That's
what
pretty
I'm
cool.
saying.
I think we'll jump into that a little bit later.
One of my teachers that I remember most in my life was my math teacher.
Oh yeah.
So that's like the one that stands out the most to me is my math teacher. So
That's true.
I will talk about that later too, though.
For sure.
That's cool. And what do you do right now for work?
Right now, I work part-time. Well, I'm working 40 hours a week currently just because it's the break in between summer school and the fall semester. But once the fall semester starts, I'll be working 1 day a week. But I do maintenance with the pastor of the church that I serve at.
What do you say? It was King Maintenance?
King Maintenance,
Yeah.
yep.
What?
I do minor everything. Carpentry, plumbing, electrical, painting, you name it.
What's the one thing about doing that job that you don't like?
Painting is the absolute worst job.
As
in
you
the
have
world.
paint all over yourself.
Yeah. I would rather mop, poop, and piss all day than paint.
Dang. See, I'd rather paint. Like, I don't like painting, but I'd rather paint instead of doing that.
And I got a
can't
brother
stand
that
painting.
paints.
Yeah.
Well, he used to. I think he's doing something else now. But yeah, I don't know if he liked it though. He always tells everybody. He brags about being a painter. So I used to paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Nope. Not for me.
Me neither. But gotta pay the bills.
Yeah. Cool. That's good. And then and then you're the worship director here at Agape.
Yeah, but that's not paid.
True.
Well,
But,
it's paid in a different way, right?
There you go.
Hey.
Hey.
There's the rewards in heaven. Yep, worship director here at Agape Life Church. Been the director now going on, I want to say it's going to be 2 years in September. I think 2 or 3. I think it's 2 years.
2 years?
Yeah. Because I think it'll be our 5th year anniversary.
Yeah, 5th year. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be my 2nd year as director.
Dang. So like when I first started coming to the church, you were barely the worship director?
Yep.
Dang. Because I came in December. 2
Yeah,
years.
September, I was director.
Dang, that's crazy. I see. I barely knew that.
You're learning stuff too.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, those were crazy times.
Yeah.
Very crazy.
Hey, but you're here 2 years later. I think we got a solid team.
It's freaking rock solid.
Right? And then I think it'll only get better from here now. So it's cool.
I don't think it can get better. We're already the best.
We're already the best.
I'm kidding.
No, but it's cool.
No, I brag about the team all the time. And I think there's a certain friend that I have who I was bragging to a little bit. And he was just like, I don't think you should be bragging. Blah, blah, blah. Pulling that Christian card and stuff. I'm just like, wow, relax.
Yo, to braggy. To braggy. Brag.
I was just like, wow, relax. I can brag about my team if I want. Okay?
Well, you're proud of him.
Exactly.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not being prideful or anything.
Yeah.
Just really proud.
It's not like you're downing other worship teams. Like, that worship team sucks.
Yeah,
compared to
so
ours.
will you relax
Really,
with that?
really did?
I would have viewed it.
He's all happy with that horn.
Hey, I
Found
want
it
to.
and he just cannot stop.
I want to
using
brag about the worship team too.
it. Every time you say worship team, he's
Is that like the secret word for today or something?
yeah. Whenever you hear the
Bragging.
horn, take a shot. No, it's kidding.
when it's worship, hit the horn.
And then take a shot.
Take a shot in the name of
That's
Jesus.
gonna be the game we play with our fans. Whenever you hear the horn, take a shot.
But when, no.
They're all driving.
Well, that's cool, man. Like I said, I'm glad you were able to be on here, and yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Like, I've been wanting to have you on here for a while.
Yes, it's been busy
Yeah, I mean, we're all busy.
for sure.
It's all good.
Appreciate it.
So, well, let's go ahead and get into our first segment. We're gonna get into the artist spotlight.
Artist Spotlight.
Yeah, artist spotlight. So we like to bring up either artists that are trying to get famous, you know, or going to bars, doing the dive bar scene, or artists that we're just listening to that week, people that we're feeling that week.
Excuse you.
Well, I've been listening to Joyner Lucas. So like I brought up country a couple times and stuff. I'm bringing up rap this time.
Rap.
So Joyner Lucas, I've been listening to him, and because I like him because he does like rap, you know, like he's playing to a certain audience, so he does songs where it's like about guns and stuff like that, right? But he does songs that are controversial songs too. So he has a song, I'm Sorry. It's about depression and how he can't be right, like he's not perfect in your eyes and stuff, and he's sorry for that and stuff like that. So that one's pretty good. Or then he has a song, I don't know if you guys heard it, I'm Not Racist. And that one's about, it's like he raps from a white person's perspective towards the black people. And he talks about like, why you always on welfare? Why you feeding off our government? Why you doing this? Pull up your pants and stuff like that. And then the second half of the song is him rapping from a black person's perspective to the white person, like you'll never be in my shoes, and you know. And then, but the whole time he's saying, you know, I don't know why you do this, but I'd like to know. Tell me, you know. And it's just for like the two perspectives going back and forth.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. He has that one, like his new album's ADHD, because he grew up with ADHD, and just like a lot of the songs have to do with dealing with ADHD. And,
Okay.
right, and like they have clips of like newscasters talking about ADHD in the songs and stuff. So it's like very interesting to me how he brings up controversial stuff, and then he does like the radio hits and stuff like for people to listen to his music.
yeah.
Is to once you dive into it, then you get into the real serious stuff, which I liked it. So I wanted to bring up
Yeah, that's
Joyner
cool.
Lucas.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, let's go ahead and play a clip, and then we'll check it out.
All right, cool.
Go ahead and call me a coward, say that I'm not strong because I'm not like you. Go ahead and call me crazy because I live in a maze. Tell me, how about you? I think I live in my head. Sometimes I think that I'm dead. I hide behind my youth. No, I've been losing my mind and I'm a little behind. Step aside my shoes because I never been happy with myself, and I don't need
But
no feeling bad.
yeah, well, it's
for
cool,
me.
man. I'll check him out for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
We'll put on the Instagram
Yeah.
and stuff. So, you know what I've been doing lately?
But
I've been trolling people on the internet, like on Facebook, and like because I'm a part of like some groups on like Charger fan groups, and then like on Twitter and stuff. So I'll just like make a comment on their on their post, and then like people will either join in, or the person posted it will get angry and they'll start, and then I'll be like, whoa, man, like I didn't mean for all that.
have
And
you
then
had any crazy ones yet?
yeah, like there's this one guy. He goes on the fan page and he always trying to sell tickets to games, right? And he tries to rip people off. So like he was telling like $35 tickets to a free event, right? And I know it was free because I went to that event, right? And he's like, oh, but I'm a season pass holder. It's $35 to get in the VIP section. It's like, yeah, okay. Well, you just got to sign up to buy seats, season seats, and then you get in free to the VIP section.
Wow.
Right? So it's like, what are you doing? So, but every time he posts, like, I'll post.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's doing, and then he's trying to charge like $125 for.
Well, it's not
25
really trolling. I would say that's just putting
Well,
him on blast.
Yeah. For this guy, this guy is.
You should be doing
Well,
that.
right, so I'll put him on blast, right? Like this, like yesterday, I was like, this guy again. I was like, every time he posts, I'm gonna blast him.
Yeah.
Right. And then he starts going back and forth with me. He's like, I don't got time for this. This is business. And I'm like, bro,
Ripping
this is a
people
fan
off.
page. Like it's not business. Right. And then he's like, well, you clearly don't know anything and saying all this stuff. And then I'll put like the Homer Simpson going into the bushes gift. Right. And I'm like, bro, I'm just saying, like, you don't got to get all mad. Like, I'm just saying that people will start liking my stuff, and it just makes me keep going. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I'm entertaining.
Have you got like people following you because of you've been trolling or
I don't think so.
or blasting people?
No, but like there's certain people that'll start talking to me. That's the same people that'll talk to me like on the other posts. They'll start talking to me in these posts, like, you know, 'cause I think I'm funny. But and then at the end, and then there's some of them that I'll troll, right? And they'll get angry, and then I'll post like a whole bunch of gifs like to make them angry.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I'll be like, hey, I was just messing around. Have a good day.
You should
I'll
just leave them
I'll
angry.
leave the page.
You just stop.
After a whole bunch of people chimed in and like liking posts, like
I
hilarious.
wish I could do that, but like at times I'm just like my nice side comes in and I'm just like, oh man, like I don't want to be too mean to them. Like, you know, I that's how I feel. But
But that's why at the end I'm like, just kidding. Have a good day.
but I feel like it should be easier on the.
Have you ever been trolled? Has anybody ever like you posted anything, and anybody's like they just go off on you?
Just family?
That's the worst.
I know. I feel that's the worst. I'd rather get trolled by someone who I don't know, or
have,
put on.
Have you ever, Zoltan? Have you ever been trolled?
I'm not really a social media guy, but on Xbox Live, I would say, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
people
there's
like to
there's
talk a lot of
trolling.
crap.
That's just trolling going back and forth, right?
Yeah.
That's like the funnest part too. I think.
Yeah, it's
Just
pretty
going
fun
back
when
and
it
forth
starts
with
to
people.
get a little heated.
I played
Kicking you out.
I played online with Zoltan before, and he'll be like, you could see the messages on the side of them going back and forth to each other,
Oh, yeah,
and like
it's the
sometimes
best.
sometimes you get those the Spanish speaking only people, and so
It's like 90% of the time.
and
even
Zoltan
know
will
what
like
they're
start
saying.
saying stuff in Spanish, but like it doesn't, like it's just like
Yeah.
it's just stupid,
That's
but it's
hilarious.
funny. Yeah, it's
I
funny.
have to have my friend translate for
Yeah,
me.
yeah, we have our friends translate. Even I don't know some of them. I'm like, what?
What?
But it's funny. Then we'll be like, I think one time it happened where they're like, oh man, I got blocked, or like,
yeah, last night.
So you got kicked out last night?
Yeah. This guy reported me.
What did you say? Can you say it?
No comment.
Dang, dude, I left too quick.
Hey, it's a quick story. Like my cousin, he used to live with my grandparents before my grandparents passed away, right?
Yeah.
And he'd be in his room. He had like a couch in there, and he'd be in his room and playing video games and and online and stuff. And then my grandma calls us over and she's like, "Hey, you guys need to come over here. Something serious. We need to talk about it." We're like, "All right." We go over, right? And she sits us down, and like my cousin's in the room, and she's like, her and my grandpa, they're like, we think he's going crazy. We think he's going crazy. And we're like, why? What's going on? Like, what's happening? He's just in his room, and all you hear is the F word. You hear him saying shit. You hear him saying, and he's just yelling in his room. And then he's saying, "Oh my God, oh my God," and like, what's going on? And then like me and my mom, we started laughing. We're like, he's playing video games. They're like, what's video games? Because they're old, so they don't know. And it was like right when Xbox.
But it was like he was in their house.
Yeah, he's in the bedroom
And they didn't
because he was
know?
like their caretaker, right? So like when they were just watching TV or something, he'd go in the room and play video games. But he'd be fighting with people online. He'd be like, "You stupid!" They're like, "You think he's going crazy?" It was just hilarious.
That's crazy.
They called us over. They wanted to have like an intervention for him or something. I don't
They're
know.
like, he's going lost.
He's talking to the devil.
He's talking to the devil.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
But he's saying, "Oh my God."
Yeah, it was hilarious.
I know, but like playing online, sometimes the people get crazy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, I just want to have fun.
Just take a deep breath.
Then you cuss them out, and then they're like, "I'm 8." What the heck? I'm only 8, man.
Should be in bed.
Go to bed. It's 9:30.
Oh man, yeah. So
Burgers or pizza? What would you rather have?
Dang, that's a tough one.
So we posted that on Instagram. We both said burgers. Easy said burgers yesterday.
I don't know, because I'm Italian, so.
But you love burgers, huh?
I'm a Italian American, so how about cheeseburger pizza?
cheeseburger pizza.
Hey, you know what? I listened to a podcast, The Fighter and the Kid, and the producer on their chin, he eats cheeseburger pizzas.
How?
He'll eat like a cheeseburger with like pizza,
You put pizza on it?
or like on both sides, or something like that. Yeah, like on both sides, and he eats it like that.
I mean,
Sounds
I've heard of a cheeseburger
And they're
pizza or pizza cheeseburger. I don't know. How's it? It's
or like a pizza with cheeseburger
Yeah,
toppings.
yeah.
That sounds good too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were like, that's what they thought he was saying, and he was like, no, like a burger with pizza on it, and they were like, what?
I'll
was
do
like,
that
what?
too.
Gotta try
I
it.
think Zoltan's getting all comfortable, taking off his shoes.
Feet are
yeah.
sweaty, man. I've been working like a slave.
Just put him on Chris's lap. Massage him for you.
No, don't. Well, I want to talk about some movies that have been coming out recently, because since both of us have the A-list pass,
Do you like going to movies? Though?
A-list pass.
I'm too broke to go to movies, man. I'm
I
a
got two
pirate.
kids
I
and-
sail the seven seas.
I say the
Arr.
seven seas.
If you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
All right.
I have it on my Fire Stick.
Yes, sir.
But so 2 weeks ago, I went to the movie theater and I saw Hobbs and Shaw. And I know we talked about it on one of the podcasts. I think it was
Yup.
episode 4. And I was just like, man, I haven't seen it yet, but I need to watch it. And you're like, wait till the cameo comes out and this and that, blah, blah.
Do I need to cover my ears?
No, I'm not going to go into too much detail, because I know
Alright.
maybe because you haven't seen it and maybe some other people haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
I really want to see it though.
But I'll say this. It was really dope. And that movie inspired me.
It's
where
like the complete opposite of what I
To
said.
get in shape.
to get in shape. Yeah.
Yo, I wish I was Samoan now.
For real, dude. I wish I could do that little little thing.
Oh, you can.
I mean, I can.
Football players do it.
Yeah,
In
but
high
Just
school
do
stuff.
it. Who cares?
I care.
Learn
We'll
it.
put those henna tattoos on you so you look like you
Dude,
look like the Rock.
Not the fake ones. Let's just do real ones.
Do it.
I'll
No,
do them. Can I do them?
you do it.
It
draw
won't
'em?
come out good. Like,
No, but for like watching it, like I just like I could get big. I could get buff. Like I could do it. And so
You can.
So I've been
You
going.
can,
I've been,
but
I've been
will
looking
you?
at- yeah, that's the thing. Is will I?
Will you?
Will
Because
I?
you could.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've been going every day in the morning. I've been waking up at 4:30 in the morning, going to go work out. So
Yikes.
yeah, so
Hey.
I've been doing that.
My workers at work, like the line
Yeah.
workers, they've been like fat shaming me lately, like all day today. And there's like this really big guy walking by, and they're like, "Hey, Brian," and I'm like, "You guys are jerks, man. I don't look like that." Like, and then the one guy, they're saying I look like him, and then that guy's like, "You do look like me." I'm like, "You're making fun of yourself. Like, you're calling yourself fat. Like, it's like an insult to look like you." He's like, "Oh, never mind."
Never mind.
He's all, never mind.
Wow.
Well, no, I remember when I walked by your line, and then Mario called me over, and he's like, "Hey, bro, you been getting a little weight, huh? You're a little fat." And I was like, "Wow,
Dude, my line's ruthless.
Thanks,
That's all they do
bro.
is
Just
burn
telling
you
fell
all
in
day.
love.
I know." I was like, bro, that's what happens when you get in a relationship, all right?
He's all super skinny, and
is
he's
he
on
in a
his second
relationship?
kid.
I think yes. I think he has
Mario-
like a couple
yeah.
kids, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell people. Never mind.
Oh.
He has one kid. He has one kid.
Never mind.
He's basically married,
Okay.
but he's not married. But,
Okay, well, that's
I
fine.
mean,
No, but hey, I mean, he's really skinny.
Oh,
he's really-
Yeah.
sure.
but he plays soccer like nonstop. He's really good. So like, I know he hurt his knee. And I know he wasn't able to play, but I don't know if he could play yet. But he so he was really good too. Where like the indoor soccer leagues and stuff.
Yeah.
When they want to win their championships and stuff, they would pay him like money,
Oh,
like
dang.
like
Dang.
I'm gonna say $100. I don't know
He-
how
he-
much, but they would pay him money to come play in like a one game.
Not bad.
He
You know,
didn't.
so-
He didn't work for a while because he was doing like the soccer stuff, huh?
No,
Was
he
it?
worked.
No,
I think
Maybe
yeah.
that's someone else.
Him, his brother, and then like their best friend. I don't know. Do you remember his best friend, Fernando?
Maybe.
Just
I
spiked
don't
his hair real well. They're all pretty good,
Mm.
and they all get like that same love
Mhm.
from like the people in that circle. So that's pretty good.
That's the best when you can make money doing
Yeah,
what
make
you
money.
love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doing that.
Even
Shoot.
if it is $100
Yeah,
a
'cause-
game, that's not bad.
Because like if you win like the championship in those leagues, it's like $1,500 or something like that. So like
Mhm.
pay you $100 to come play in that game, it's worth it.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
That's what's up. Well, going back to the movies.
yeah. Go back to movies.
But yeah, so like I thought that was a really great movie.
The cameos were good.
Cameos were good.
That's was one thing I liked was cameos were good, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of action.
And there's a lot of action. There's a lot of action, and it's a little long movie, but I began to
For
like.
an action movie, yeah.
But I began to like those long
Longer
movies.
the better.
But then again,
Uh-huh.
Dora the Explorer is like 2 hours long.
Really? Have you seen it?
Yikes.
No, but
Oh.
I'm not gonna go watch Dora. Well, maybe.
I'm down to watch it. I'll go watch
Got
it.
kids, so maybe.
I won't watch it.
You want to watch it?
No.
Because it's a female.
He's like, if they came out with
No.
Diego,
No, I just don't want to watch Dora the Explorer.
Even if your son was like, I wanna go
My
watch it.
son? I'd be like, no, heck no. I'm ready to
wrong
go
with
watch
you?
Spider-Man.
Let's go watch Spider-Man.
So,
we already watched it. We're watching it again.
We're gonna watch the whole Spider-Man series, the bad ones and the good ones.
So what was the
but
other movie?
The other movie was another rock movie. Yep, I'm telling you, dude, I'm on a rock like my man crush right there, bro.
All right.
Skyscraper. It came out a
Yeah.
while back.
You just saw it though?
Yeah, I just saw it though. Yeah, what'd you
Dude,
that one looked whack.
so unbelievable. like, like there's some. I get it. That's an action movie, and you got to throw some stuff in there. But like, come on,
Yeah, I agree.
because that's the one, he has the fake leg, right?
Yeah, the fake
Yeah.
leg. Yeah,
Like, dude,
yeah.
that leg could not do all that stuff. My dad had the same type of leg.
You guys messed it up.
We were happy that, like, it was impressive that he could play golf. My siblings might get so mad at me. No, but that is pretty impressive that you can play golf. So I know that you can't do that.
No,
You
I know.
can't do half that shit.
I when I watched it, I was like, after I was like, man, like, I put high expectations on it.
Mm-hmm.
Not super high, but I was like, it's gonna be a good movie. And then I watched it, and I was like, and like, this is one of the movies that The Rock could put at the bottom of the list. Just like,
Yeah, I'm a huge rock fan, but that movie is just like,
yeah. I mean, like, if you have nothing to do and you want to watch a movie, then yeah, go ahead, watch it. Like, it was entertaining for sure. Cause yeah, there's good action, but then there's like, that's this, and
I don't like thrillers though.
no.
I
This one,
don't-
there was a couple scenes I'm like, I was like, whoa, like kind of
Yeah, I don't
jumping out
like
of bed.
feeling like my heart's racing. I'm about to have a heart attack.
Oh, really?
I
like
hate
that.
that.
I like that.
Do you like horror movies, scary movies type?
Yeah, but those don't do that
It's-
to me though.
See, like,
Because
and
I know it's fake. And
Yeah.
It's weird because even though I know Skyscraper is fake as well, for some reason it'll still give me
see someone jump off a building.
a feeling of anxiety. Yeah, but with horror movies and stuff, it's like, oh, he's about to kill them. That's cool.
Yeah, and see, like with horror movies and stuff, like growing up, I never liked them
Yeah.
because they didn't scare me. Because the same thing, like,
Yeah.
and like I've seen everybody getting scared, and I'm like that's not gonna happen. Like she's running, he's walking, like he's not gonna catch her,
For real.
right? Like, right. But then, like as an adult, like I think I'm more like open minded to it. So I've been getting into like a couple, like the last, what was it? The last Michael Myers movie,
Halloween? No,
Halloween.
no.
I don't know.
I think it's Halloween. Well, like that one, I got into it. Like I watched it and I was like, hey, that was actually a pretty good movie. Like if you're open to it.
Yeah.
Because before I was just like, this is stupid. I ain't even.
When
like,
they're
entertain it.
PG-13, they're really stupid.
Yeah.
They're not scary. There's no violence. When they're rated R, they get better because the violence is. I like when they're gory.
Yeah.
Because they're really not scary. So the gorier the better. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm the opposite. Like, you guys don't get scared. Like, I'm like, so when it comes to horror movies, I'm like, no thanks, I'm good.
Hold my hand, babe.
my wife swears that demons are about to invade our house when we have the picture of just any scary movie up on the screen.
Hey, you never know,
It's
man.
hilarious.
You never know.
So for me, like when I watch a movie, if it's a scary movie, like I don't get scared at scenes, but I get like startled, right? Like if it's a
Yeah.
loud scene,
The
and
jump
like
scares.
jump take, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's the sound that startles me. It's not what I see. So like I'll go like this. I'll cover my ears because I can still hear it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna block it out, but it's not gonna be loud, so it's not gonna. So
Like, startle you.
So Jenny's sitting there. She's scared. She's covering her eyes, and I'm covering my ears. We look like a bunch of fucking idiots in the movie theater.
Those monkeys covering their eyes and their ears and their
Yeah,
mouth.
we just need someone else to cover their mouth because they scream.
No, there was, I forgot, I think it was called The Prodigy. It was about like some kid being possessed by a guy who died but didn't finish killing someone who he wanted to kill. So instead of, going to, just his soul wherever it goes, he took part of the kid that was being born. And so it would fade in and out between him and the kid. But like when I was watching that movie, I'm just like, I was like, splitting my fingers between my eyes, just because I was scared. But that one, like for me, this is where I'm at right now with scary movies. So when it comes to like anything spiritual, anything like stuff like that, then like I'm either for sure not gonna see it, or two, I'll give it a try. But I'm just like really, really praying that it's not gonna be super scary or whatever. And, like it'll be cheesy. Like I'm hoping for that.
How do you feel about those new It movies?
So that's why was my next question is for you, Zoltan. Have you watched the first It, like not the first It, but like the remake last year, and then we watched the new one?
Negative. I have not seen it.
No. Do you want to see it?
I'll see it.
Yeah.
But it's not anything that's on my to-do list.
Well, for sure, but like,
I wouldn't mind watching it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen the original
I've never seen the original. No.
because like I said, like someone's like I'm gonna put it on. Like I'm gonna go outside and play.
Yeah, I was like,
Like,
peace
I'm
out.
cool.
Peace
Yeah,
out.
I was too young.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. I was like, nah, no thanks. But I watched the new one last year, and I actually liked it. Like it was pretty scary, but like part of me was like, for one, I'm not scared of clowns.
Yeah.
So I'm just
Yeah,
like whatever.
For two, I'm not a kid, so he's not gonna come after me.
But I was just like, some parts it ended up being funny. So
Yeah, those kids are funny in the movie.
yeah. So I'm actually, when I saw the trailer, when we were watching Hobbs and Shaw, they showed the trailer for It Too, and it looks pretty creepy. But I'm just like, I'm actually excited to see it. My girl's the one who doesn't want to see it now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes.
What about-
The first
what
time
about
it's
the-
opposite.
What about the Chucky movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either, and I kind of don't want to.
I'm
Because Chucky is one thing I did like, just because it was like a doll, and it was like
I hate
entertaining
dolls.
to me,
I hate dolls.
right? But the new Chucky looks kind of lame.
I remember watching one of the older Chuckies. I think I watched all of them, and some dude was tied to a bed because I think some lady was in there entertaining him. And so Chucky comes in and puts a pillow on the guy's face and sits on the guy's face and smothers him to death. And I'm just like, how much does the doll weigh?
Just smack the doll.
All you gotta do is just lift your head real
Yeah.
quick and fling the doll off of you. What the heck?
Yeah, it's so unreal. That's what I'm saying. It's so unrealistic.
Yeah. Well,
It's just so dumb.
but at the same time, like growing up, my mom didn't let us watch a whole lot of stuff. Like she didn't want us to watching like Simpsons or
So
even Family
you were
Guy.
like that
Same
scene you
with
just
my
talked
mom,
about.
yeah.
You were like, that actually was pretty intense for me, guys.
No. But like I'm with Zoltan on Chucky, like in the sense that, or what is that for it? Like I'll watch it, but it's not on my like to-do list. It's not like man.
And that's like with the Chucky. I think we gotta go open minded. Like Doll's not gonna be able to kill you.
It's hard for me. I can't stand stupidity.
Right. And that's why I haven't seen it though, because it looks stupid to me.
Yeah.
Someone told me about the premise of it, like it's different from the original.
Yeah.
So it might be good story wise, but it just looks dumb.
I don't know. I don't like dolls, and it just creeps me out. So that's one reason why I don't want to watch Chucky's, because dolls like
Annabelle.
Heck no.
I've never seen an Annabelle movie.
Heck no.
Dolls don't bother me.
Yeah,
I
no.
play with them all the time.
See, I'm not afraid of clowns, but I'm afraid of dolls. So those
Growing
dolls.
up, my godmother was like collect porcelain dolls,
Mm.
right? And she had like in like the dining room, living room.
Yeah.
She had them like all up in like those curio cabinets, the glass cabinets with the lights on them,
yeah.
right? She had them all over, and there was a lot. I don't even know how many she had, but there was a lot, right? If my cousin listens to this, she's gonna laugh at me because it's her mom, right? And she's gonna laugh because, like, you didn't really have to go in there. Like, once you went into that room, you went up the stairs.
Yeah.
So unless you're like leaving the house, you didn't have to go in there, right, out the front door. So like I would deliberately stay out of there, and then we would play like hide and go seek and stuff. So like kids would go hide in there because it's dark, right? And they're underneath the dining room table. I'm like, I ain't gonna find that person. I ain't going in that room.
I ain't going in that room.
Them dolls is creepy.
No, even at my lady's house, like her parents' house, their like entertainment center. There's a glass like, container or whatever glass thing right there, and they have two porcelain like figurines or dolls, and they're like smiling, like
That's weird.
pointing up.
I'm not afraid of them, but like, what's the point?
Yeah, well, and that's my thing. For one, what's the point? And two, just like they look creepy. So I'm like, no thanks. I'm
Porcelain
good.
dolls look creepy to me.
Yeah.
And when you're little and they're in a dark room and there's a whole bunch of them,
You know what?
creepy.
You know what's funny that scared me, and I ended up laughing, was in Toy Story, the newest one, when the dolls came out. I don't know if you guys seen it. Have you seen it?
Nope.
Was it I have seen it.
Yeah.
The porcelain doll you're talking
Yeah,
about?
that part scared me.
That was creepy.
I was like, whoa. Those ones scared
And
me.
you know what? My grandma had like these bronze statue, right? And it had like 3 clowns like climbing on top of each other, right? But it was a statue, and they like smile, the cry, and the laugh clowns, right?
Yeah.
But they're all climbing on top of each other. And it was bronze, and it was like it was about a little over knee height, right? And it freaked me out every time. So when I would come over, they would have to hide it, right? Because I would freak out like bloody murder. I was like 6, just, so 5 or 6. Well, then one time, I don't know if they did this purposely or not. Well, they hide the clowns, right? And like every time I walked in, I was always looking over my shoulder, like towards that corner, right? Like, is it there? Is it not? And if I seen it, I would freak out.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't, I'd be good. Like, we good.
Yeah.
Right? Well, someone put a watermelon there one time, right? I'm colorblind, so I can't tell the difference between like bronze and green and stuff, right?
Wow.
So we walk in and just out like my peripheral vision, I see something in that corner. I flipped out, screamed bloody murder, ran outside. I wouldn't go back inside. I was shaking and stuff. Like my whole family's like
Dang.
busting up, laughing.
It's a watermelon.
It's a watermelon, stupid. Right? My mom still makes fun of me for that to this day. Stupid watermelon. That's my favorite fruit, and they scared me with it.
Dang.
Ridiculous.
That's funny. Well, yeah. Well, those are my 2 movies. I'm actually wanting to see that kid that does the Bruce Springsteen thing.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I forget what that one's
I forgot what
called.
it's called too. But yeah, I'm hoping to see.
I
that one
saw
too.
Good Kids.
Oh no, The Good Boys.
Good Boys, yeah, the Good
Heck,
Boys.
dude.
I saw that one. I was laughing nonstop.
Dude,
Those kids
oh
say some
my.
raunchy jokes in there.
Dude, it's a bad movie.
I always wonder, like, how do the parents feel with
Yeah.
their kids?
Dude.
Because
Well,
it's
those-
acting.
Yeah.
Well,
The
those
kids
kids
are-
can't watch the movie.
Yeah.
The kids in the movie can't
Yeah,
watch their own
that's-
movie
that's
without an
so
adult.
weird.
But see, that's my thing too. That's what the conversation we were having at the end. We were like, we went on a double date, me and my lady, and we were like all talking, like, man, I feel bad. Like those like, what would the parents think? Like, do they explain?
You saw it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they explain these things to the kids, like what's going on and
Right.
why this all like crazy?
Well,
like,
the sex talk went out the window.
yeah,
with
dude.
those jokes.
Oh, man.
Because like the whole thing is like one of the kids' parents has like a lot of toys.
yeah, a lot of like sex toys.
Yeah. So
He's like,
They're just finding stuff
Here's a-
throughout the movie, and
I
then
got
like they're using it
weapons.
for what they think.
Oh man, dude, it was fucking hilarious.
they stink.
Dude, you gotta, dude. It's bad, but it's freaking.
Don't watch it with
hilarious.
kids if you don't want them to see that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But like, it was funny because have you seen the clip of Seth Rogen sitting at a desk?
Yeah.
And he's like talking to the kids. He's like, the thing is, guys, you can't watch this movie because you're not old enough.
You're
They're
not
like,
old enough.
but we're in the movie. We said it. He's like, I get it, guys. I know what you're saying, but you can't watch it. You're not,
we're-
not 18.
Aren't they cussing at him too?
Yeah,
they're
like
cussing at him.
cussing him out as he's telling him. He's like, nope, sorry, guys.
Sorry guys, you can't watch it. Yeah,
That's
weird.
weird. I
Dude.
saw the House Kitchen movie.
The which
I
one?
forget what it's called, but it's the one with Melissa McCartney, Tiffany Haddish, and some other lady, where their husbands get locked up. They're in the mob, the Irish mob.
Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
get locked up, and so instead of like waiting for the mob to take care of them, they take it into their own hands and they start running the Irish mob.
How's it?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Like
Action?
good twist in it. There's action, and it's a straight up mob movie. It's like has a bunch. They're comedians, the women, but they're straight drama actors in it, and it's really good.
Huh,
I liked it a lot.
I'll check that one out.
It was shorter than Dora the Explorer, but which is so weird to me. I can't get over it.
I know. I want to go watch some more movies, but like between this and the lady wedding planning, all that stuff, it's hard. But we'll see. First world problems, I guess.
Wait till you have kids.
Yeah, then you just be like, let's
Want
just
to borrow
do
ours?
Netflix.
Want to borrow ours for the weekend? I'll give you all our kids.
No,
You'd be like, they'll come back missing a leg.
no, right?
He was missing
making me seem like a
He
bad
didn't-
person.
He didn't have this when you dropped him off, right? Like everyone does that when they watch someone else's kid. Did you have this bump
Yeah.
when you dropped him off? I don't know if you had that bump.
Yeah.
Was he missing a toe?
A toe. Damn. So, all right. Well, let's go into talking about more about Zoltan.
Zoltan, let's get to know him a little bit more.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up, man? So, okay. So you say you play video games. Let's
I
start
do.
with that. How's like into video games are you? Let's start with there.
Let's just say I'm a recovering addict.
Recovering addict. Please explain for those that don't know.
I want to say that I'm addicted, but I'm keeping it somewhat under control as of late.
So you're a functioning addict.
Yes.
There you go.
Perfection. I'm a functioning addict when it comes to video games.
I mean, but if you have to do other things, you do them. But
Excuse me. Hence functioning. Well, before I got married, I was playing video games. I would say on average like 12 hours a day. Yeah, I didn't have a job, and I wasn't going to school either. So on average, when I say average, it means there's some days where I went 18 hours. Sometimes I would sleep maybe like 6 hours, wake up, play video games till like 4 in the morning, 6 in the morning, sleep for a few hours, wake up, play video games.
dang.
That's easy to me. So it's definitely an addiction. But right now, I'm playing, which is still pretty bad because I have a wife and kids. I want to say that I'm playing 3 hours a night. Yeah, which is, if you take that into consideration, what you can do with those 3 hours.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you're wasting a lot of time, buddy.
Yeah, adds up.
Yeah, I think it adds up. I think it comes down to, like, have you got, the important things done, and do you have time to chill?
Lately, excuse me, started reading the Word with my wife. So instead of waiting till I'm done playing, because I'm not a night person, so when I get tired, I can't function at all. We read the Word and we socialize and stuff before I start playing video games.
That's good.
And then she'll just watch TV, or she'll watch Bachelor, Paradise, whatever whatever's on right now.
For reality shows.
Yeah.
Girls are so in love with reality shows.
Not gonna lie,
crazy.
it's pretty interesting.
We'll be playing and then like, she's so stupid.
I'll have to mute my mic sometimes because I'm like,
He's all talking about that show.
You know what I do with reality shows? Because like I'll watch YouTube and stuff, right? And I'll have like my headphones in, but I only have one because I'll get in trouble for ignoring, right? So I only have one in, and then she'll be watching her stuff, and then like I'm listening because I could listen to multiple conversations, right? Or I could watch two different things at once.
I don't know how you do that.
that's talent.
Yeah.
Right, so like I'll be watching my show on my phone or something
Yeah.
on YouTube, and then I'll be like, "That bitch lying," because she said on the last episode.
Just to make her feel like you're engaged.
Well, no, because I really like you get invested sometimes.
Well,
Man, and then
I
I'm
mean,
like-
you can't help it but get involved.
Yeah, because then the person will be like, "Well, I said this and this and this," and I'm like, "No, you didn't." I remember. I'll bring that shit up right now on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I think you just can't help it to get involved.
Yeah.
But okay, so but I mean, at least you'd be able to like spend time with your wife first.
Yeah, and
And
if she
I
tells
mean-
me to get off the game, I'll get
Yeah.
off the game.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna fight her.
Do you do like the 5 minutes? Give you 5 minutes.
No.
No? You just
Well,
get
I
off?
mean, I gotta finish the match.
Yeah. He's like, well,
When I die,
after this game, after this match, I'll get off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I die, she leaves the room. Respawn.
Yeah. I mean, but I think that's normal when you're in a relationship, and I think that's good because it keeps you from being addictive. Or,
Yeah, for
you know.
me, it's like I'm spending time with the fellas, kind of.
Yeah, same. See,
Yeah,
I feel the same.
better
But-
than going to the bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But it's tough though, cause she'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you play the video games all the time, but I want to spend time with my friends." You know, she wants to go out to wherever the heck she wants to go out to
Yeah.
with some females, and I'm just like, "Man, why y'all gotta go over there? You know, being dressed all like,
All
why you dressed
fancy.
like that?
Dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
Just invite him over. I'll play video games. You guys be over there.
Why don't you guys go like just have a Bible study or something?
Your friends don't like video games?
Yeah, well, I think, and I think with that, it just be like, you guys have to have your own time. You know, you gotta be able
for
to like.
sure. Yeah, man, we haven't been on a date in a long time.
I think that's very key in a relationship, and I'm like, I've been in a relationship before. Like I was, in a 4-year relationship before my relationship now, and then even now, like just setting that date up between the two of you, and just like,
Yeah.
just no kids, no distractions, no nothing, just you two. Like it really helps, and it might be weird at first. It might be like, what's up? Because you guys see each other every day. You guys know everything about each other, So it's like, so what's new? Like it's gonna be weird, but that's what, it takes you out of yourselves and focuses on the other person.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think a couple weeks ago, me and my girl went out and like, I was like, hey, like, she had to study and do like stuff. I was like, you know what? Like, you need a break. Like, let's just go out, get dressed, let's go.
She failed that exam.
Oh, man, I was going to say something like that. You're the reason why she failed.
Oh, no, she passed. She passed. I believe in my girl.
Thanks, Chris.
I got you, baby.
Thanks for making me fail. Gotta take that class over.
No, she was ahead. I mean, if she wasn't ahead or she wasn't in, then she would be. Yeah,
No, she strikes me as the type of person that would be like, "No, I can't take a break. I gotta do this. Like, you're just gonna have to wait.
Yeah, no,
Like,
she would.
I have to take care of
So
myself." Yeah.
if she didn't feel that, then she would have said like, I can't, like, I gotta do this. But she knew that she had time and all that. So
But go get me something and bring it back. We will eat here together.
oh, I've done that.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
So,
That's good. Yeah, I mean, you need to support her in every single way you can.
Yeah.
Hey, so do you play a lot of video games, Chris?
I haven't been playing as much as I want to, just because.
That's
like,
good, though, honestly. Sorry for interrupting you.
which is good though.
Like, if I could choose to, I would definitely just eliminate video games from my life completely.
Really?
Because it's like I said, man, when you think about 3 hours a night, what you can do with that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
The fact that you're spending your time doing other things and not playing video games, kudos to you, man. For real. Because I always said this, Xbox Live ruined my life. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
See, and for me, like I just try to find a good balance. For one, yeah, I could sit on the video game and play like hours on end. I can, but after a while, like I get restless. So I'm like, I gotta go do something. I gotta go like.
Yeah, see, I don't get that.
No.
See, like growing up, like we grew up like in the stage where like Super Nintendo first, and then Sega,
Yeah.
and then PlayStation, like Dreamcast. You guys remember Dreamcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like
for
Dreamcast,
sure.
like we saw all those things come out, right?
Yeah.
And I got every single one of them. And then like GameStop came out, right? And I think there was another one, Game Crazy, I think it was, or something like that. I don't remember back in the day.
I know.
There was another
one-
video game store where you could like turn stuff in,
Games for less.
and they give you money,
That was mine.
right? So they would give you like GameStop does, right? You could
Yeah,
turn
yeah.
games in, they'll buy it from you, and then
Yeah.
you could buy used stuff and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So like I would save up a little bit of money and then take like my GameCube and all my games, and then I would get a PlayStation, and then save up my money and then take that back and get an Xbox, right?
Just try them all out.
Yeah, just try them all out. And then for a while, I had this whole setup for my car, right? So like I had the Xbox set up in the car. It had a screen with speakers. I had the power inverter
Yeah.
to plug in, right? Like I was set,
Damn.
right? So if we were going long distance, put my headphones on. I'm playing video games.
Yeah.
I wanted to do that so bad. But I
Right,
didn't.
so I had all that stuff, and I'll play hours and hours and hours. But now, like I try to play now, and I get restless. I don't know, maybe just the novelty of it like wore off for me, you know. But when my kids come around, and they're like, "Oh, we want to play Xbox and stuff." Okay, play, and then they're playing. I'm like, "You guys suck, right? You guys suck." And they're like, "Dude, I play so many hours every day." Because my nephew right now, he's in the stage where, like in the summer when there was no school, he would play all night like you, like till the sun comes up, go
Yeah.
to sleep for a little bit, get up and start playing again.
Yeah.
So he puts in a lot of hours. So he
Yeah.
thinks he's really good.
Yep.
But what he doesn't know is that I put in just as many hours, and I did it for 18 years. Like you know what I mean? Like I did it for 18 years. You're 13, bro. Like you don't got that experience.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, you suck, and he'd be like, no. I'm like, yeah. So we put Madden on, right? We put Madden on, and I'm like, watch, I'm gonna beat you with just long passes. And he's like, all right, I'm telling you, so you could block the long pass, right? And then I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna switch it up because I scored like 3 touchdowns. All right, I'm only gonna beat you with my defense, right? After I scored 3 touchdowns with my defense, I'm like, I'm gonna run the ball, right? And then he gets mad at me and he's like frustrated and he's like, and his older brother's like 18. He's like, I got you. I'm gonna jump in at halftime. Right, halftime, I did the same thing to him, and then I was like, you know what? I don't even play with you guys no more. I'm like, you should have called your dad, and that's how I whooped him when we were little on these video games. You guys can't see me. Like that's the only fun I get out of video games
That's
now
only fun.
is making them feel little about it.
I think that works with games whose mechanics have stayed the same over the years. But I think if he invested a bunch of time in something like Fortnite and you have no experience in Fortnite,
Yeah.
I think he would have smashed you.
Yeah, he would have because
'Cause
he's into
Fortnite's-
Fortnite and stuff like that, right? I'm into like the sports stuff. Like that
Yeah.
really doesn't change. You
Yeah,
can hit like
exactly.
combinations.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really doesn't change.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
and then if it does change a little bit, you can catch on within like a quarter.
Yeah.
And then you can just take it from there.
That's true.
Or like the racing games, like that's not gonna change.
Yeah, exactly.
You just whole day or hold the trigger.
How'd you learn how to drift? It's your first time playing, bro. I got this. Stop tripping. I drift in real life. I drive, bro. I got a card. Get on your bike. Like I'm better than him. He's 13.
Making them all feel bad.
So yeah, I feel really good about myself right
You
now.
should have told him 2v1. Beat
Yeah,
them both at the same
and then
time.
if he tells me to play like Fortnite or something, I'll be like, "Psh, bro, I'm an adult. I got time for games.
Think this is a game?
Yeah,
I got real things to do in life.
I'm gonna go take out the trash.
I have responsibilities.
But so you used to play like competitively, right?
Excuse me. I never really played competitively. I did some scrimmages against people who played competitively, but I play with people who have played competitively.
And how do you do against them?
I would say I'm probably a below average competitive player, but an above average online player.
Yeah.
If I just spent more time practicing, then I could keep up. But most of the time, I just want to play games. I don't want to practice. And it's weird talking about practicing a video game, but yes, you could practice.
But you
video
could
games.
practice. No,
what
for
was
sure.
that like? That 16-year-old just won like $3 million or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won what, 200,000, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Fortnite.
No, he won.
No, it was
millions.
3 million.
It was
Oh,
3
really?
millions.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, 16 years old. You
Yeah,
know
but he
what,
got
Tonight
taxed
Show
a
and stuff?
bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was complaining about how much he got taxed off of it. It's like, Welcome to the real world.
Welcome to
buddy.
the real world. Uncle Sam wants to take everything.
Hey, he was on Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon was
really?
asking him stuff. He's like, so when you're on these benches and you're playing and you're practicing, he's like, what do you eat? He's like, banana.
Bananas?
Banana.
He's like, a banana maybe, right? Jimmy
the
Fallon's
heck?
like all like, because he doesn't know about video games. Like, what? What? You made $3 million and all you had was a banana? He's like, what?
It's his mom giving him food. Make sure eat healthy.
Yeah, right?
For real.
You,
That's
you can
cool.
make money here. Eat two bananas.
For real, man. For reals. Okay, so I don't know, what else did you do?
So what made you want to become a teacher?
Oh, that's a long story.
Well, you could give us like
The short version.
the short version.
Well, initially I wanted to be a biochemist. Those are the people who test your blood samples, your pee samples, your stool samples. They work in a lab. And I was just thinking, because I grew up in poverty and I was under the assumption from the research that I did for that type of job, the schooling it would take a long time. I think it required like a master's or PhD or something like that, but which is funny now because I've been in school for a bazillion years already and I'm still not even a teacher. So anyway, and then I had a mentor, or I have a mentor who's actually a math teacher, and he was just communicating all the perks to me. And then I talked to a teacher at the high school that I attended, which will remain unnamed, and he was telling me how much he got paid. And a bunch of people think like, yeah, are you gonna be a teacher? Oh, heard the pay isn't that great. Well, you heard wrong, buddy, because after 10 years and a master's degree, you're already making over $100,000 a year. Dang. And excuse me, that's only working 9 months out of the year. You get spring break off, winter break off, summer break off, weekends.
Yeah.
So many perks. And then I haven't really looked into it, but everyone talks about how great the benefits are. But anyway, so that's just kind of all the superficial stuff. I met this kid online. We were playing Xbox, and at the time I was like 21 or 22, maybe 22.
Yeah, how old are you right now? Sorry, just so
Right
everyone
now
knows.
I'm 29.
Cool.
Excuse me. I think he was like 13 at the time, and we were playing. We just had a bunch of friends, and I met him through friends or whatever. And then it felt like he was like my little brother. When I met him, I actually met him in person, and he had no hair. He was bald. He had no eyebrows, no eyelashes, nothing. And I was like, what the heck? And they were like, oh yeah, he has cancer. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. So he had lung cancer at 13, but he was just full of joy. And
He never told you?
No, he never told me. Well, online.
Yeah.
So we had these gamer tags, and we were all called I am. Just fill in the blank. I am. Mine was I am tatted, and his was I am humility, which was pretty dope for my 13-year-old. And so anyway, to make a long story short, he ended up dying at the age of 14 from his lung cancer. But literally like 2 days before he died, we were texting, and he was just talking about how he feels and whatever. And I was just telling him like, man, like you can make me cry and all this. And he's like, what? He's like, no, don't cry. He's like, when I go, just know that I'm always going to be with you. I'm going to be in your heart. He's like, and just make sure you go out there and you go out there and you spread the word for the both of us and whatnot. And I was just like, dang, this freaking 14-year-old kid is like mad wise. And So I tried hitting him up the next day, and he never answered his phone. And then the following day, I got a text from his sister saying that he died because he was in a coma. Actually, the day I hit him up, his sister hit me up the second day. She was like, oh, he's in a coma. I was like, crap. So then the next day, the following day, she hit me up and said he died. So one of the main reasons is I wanted to have the biggest impact I could on the most kids that I could. And what better way to do that than being a teacher?
Yeah.
And not only a teacher, a math teacher, because math is just, it's so vital. It's everywhere. And when it comes to careers, everyone says, and the older I get, the more I realize a lot of the degrees you get at college are stupid and pointless, and they're just going to put you in debt. But one of the degrees that's actually worth getting is a math degree or an engineering degree, anything in the science STEM. But one thing that I notice is when you go into high school or you go into junior high, and your first math class, if you have a bad experience, you end up hating math the rest of your life.
Yep, true that.
But if you go into junior high or you go into high school and you have an amazing math teacher and it's fun, and you essentially have a good first impression on math, you'll end up loving math for the rest of your high school or junior high career or whatever. So my goal is to be the teacher that, because I feel that I can communicate ideas well, and I would be able to communicate the difficult topics well to the students. And my goal is to just be a dope teacher to the students for a subject that everyone hates. And my goal is to have students look forward to going to the math class, because no one, let's face it, no one ever wanted to go to their math classes.
Yeah.
But I want them to be like, dang, Mr. Zoltan, like, for sure I want to go. And other reasons, but I'm just going to.
That's
It's pretty dope.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Now, like, do you think there's, like, because I know that when I went to high school and, like, I hated math. Like, I hated doing it. And it wasn't until my junior year of the math that I had, they got a new math teacher, and he ended up being like the PE teacher.
Mm-hmm.
But like he had math, like he just rather do PE than do math. He had like a degree and all that still.
Right.
But I ended up liking that math class, and I ended up doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought about the same thing. I'm like, man, like, was it the teacher that was just like throwing it off? Was it
For sure, man.
You know me?
I loved philosophy, and I was actually considering minoring in philosophy until I took the second level of philosophy, and the professor was complete garbage, and I never took another philosophy class
Yeah, that'll
after
turn
that.
you off when someone just isn't enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, and just that, and then they're confusing, they're not prepared.
Do you think that it's a lot of pressure to be a teacher, and do you think it'll be hard for you? Because, you know, day in, day out, you're going to see these kids. These kids are getting your nerves.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to piss you
Test
off.
you.
Yeah, they're going to test you. And then not only do you have to deal with all these kids and then their parents at school,
Yeah.
you have to go home to deal with your kids and your wife and other things.
I don't think so, because when something, like I said, if you can make money, or let's put it this way, someone said, I don't know who it is, if you end up doing something you love, you never work another day in your life. Basically what that means is when you find the career that you love, it's not hard for you to wake up and go every day.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work.
Exactly.
I mean, if I could do music production or be an artist on tour, like, and get paid for it, dude, my life I would be so happy, man. Yeah. Heck yeah.
So I don't feel like it's gonna be what was the word that you used?
I forgot, but maybe like, would you get burnt out, or would you get tired of like trying to keep that?
Yeah, no,
Frustrated.
I don't think so, because I know how kids act, especially. I think another benefit that I have is I grew up in the environment that many of these troubled kids are growing up in now.
Yeah.
So you could relate to them.
I can relate to them. So a lot of the times, and let's just call it like it is, Mexican or black, and I'm white, but I don't look white. But Mexican or black kids, they'll have a white teacher who may have grown up, middle class, whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh, you can't relate. You can't relate, whatever, to the life that I grew up in."
Yeah.
So there's
You
no
don't know
respect.
me.
There's no respect there.
Yeah.
But I can tell them, like, I grew up same situation as you, maybe even worse.
Yeah.
And when kids can relate, and one thing that I heard is when they know, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And when you start showing them that you actually care about them, then they'll start to put in the work for you.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I had a teacher in high school. He was my math teacher, and it was funny that you said yours is a PE teacher because he was the football coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he had grown up in special ed, like special ed for math and special ed for English because he was dyslexic, right? And I was in special ed for math and English and stuff, right? So like we connected on a different level because he knew what I was going through.
Yeah.
And then like it was like an inspiration to see the stuff that he was doing because he had started like there's a pizza place where I grew up in Hemet. There's a place called Stadium Pizza. It's like the most popular place in town. Well, he started that pizza place and then he sold it to one of his students when they got out of high school.
Oh, wow.
Right? He hired him as a delivery boy, and then the delivery boy ended up buying the company, like, right? So then he went back to teaching, and he opened up other businesses, and he sold those. But, like, because he always stayed in teaching. He's never going to leave teaching, right? And, like, being in special ed, he opened up like a snack bar, because I went to a continuation school, right? So he opened up a snack bar for the adult ed that was, like, after hours, and then he let me run it. And, like, that helped me a lot, doing with money and doing inventory. That helped me a lot, too, like, because I got my girlfriend pregnant when I was in high school, 16. Wow. So then I got a job at McDonald's, but I already knew how to, even though I was bad at math and like terrible at math, I already knew how to handle money. I could do inventory, so it was, like, that helped me a lot. And then he gave me a lot of advice outside of the classroom.
That's dope.
To deal with my life, right? Because he was, like, the football coach, PE coach.
For sure.
And it was just, like, he had a huge impact on me. And I feel like that's the same type of thing that you're striving for.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, teachers have a huge impact on kids' lives. Like, teachers, I'll even go as far as saying teachers are the reason kids fail or succeed.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, because then you have some teachers that just suck.
And that's why they say teachers don't get paid enough. Right? They're not appreciated enough.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, if you want to raise the pay, I'm all for it. Right? But I'm not saying that they don't get paid enough. But yeah, I had teachers that made a huge impact on my life that I'll never forget. But yeah, one thing that has been talked about that I heavily support is arming teachers.
Yeah, so
I think so too.
I was jumping to that too. So, I know, since I know you personally, I know you're a big pro gun rights, and more like you're into political, like, talks.
Yep.
So, so go more on arming teachers.
So yeah, we had this conversation on the podcast a couple weeks ago, right? When all the shootings went down in El Paso and Ohio and stuff, right? And we both agreed that shouldn't take people's rights away from guns, with the gun issue, because people are just going to do what they do, right? The gun, they're just going to use something else if they don't have guns.
For sure.
Right? So we think, on both of us, like, that's our right to have guns, and I think people should be able to have guns. And that's like you were saying, I think teachers should be armed.
Yeah.
Yeah. A big concern, though, is people are always talking about, like, what about teachers who don't want to carry guns and things like that? But the argument is for teachers who are well-trained and also have the psychological capacity to carry a firearm.
And obviously it's not going to be directly on their hip where the kids could grab it.
It'll be concealed.
Yeah, right? So it'll be in a designated area like a fire extinguisher.
I think that it would be best to keep it on their body.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, but concealed where, yeah.
Even if it is out in the open, I wouldn't mind that, because you could always clip it, and if a kid's going for it, you could feel it. You could feel them, and I really don't think a kid would go for it.
You never know.
Well, like a high school in a bad area,
Yeah.
you might get a kid that's dealing with some really bad family issues. You never know.
I
But
mean, that's a possibility.
forbid, right?
You could get a couple kids, jump the teacher, take the gun. That's definitely a possibility.
So no, but so what's your what's your view on gun rights, or this whole gun thing, everything that's going on?
I feel like it's just pure stupidity to start implementing more gun control, because there's already a lot of gun control and nothing's helping at all. If you look at the cities that have the most gun control, they're all Democratic cities, Chicago, Detroit,
Those
Baltimore.
all bad cities already.
Yeah, those are really. Those
Yeah,
are
they
bad
all
inner
have-
cities. Yeah.
really strict gun control laws, yet the murder rates by guns are sky high. And then if you look at London, they completely outlawed guns,
Yep.
and they still have shootings, and their knife stabbings, their murders by
Yeah.
knife, have gone up sky high. So now they're
gonna
talking
outlaw
about
knives.
yeah, they're talking about outlawing knives. So if you get caught carrying a knife, you'll do time, which is like pure stupidity.
Like,
And then you get areas that are not gun-free zones, places like Texas. Even though that shooting did happen in El Paso, that was a gun-free zone. But when you look at those zones where people can carry or even open carry, or if you look at this city in Georgia that I just found out today, where by law every head of the house has to carry a gun.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I'm
but
moving there.
if you don't, you're not punished. But
But if you do, it's not an
would-
issue.
yeah, exactly. So it's more of like an encouragement, because you're not really punished if you don't.
The crime's probably really low there too, though.
Huh?
The crime's probably really low there too, because
It's
like I'm
extremely
not doing a home
low.
invasion. In
I
that
want to
house.
say I just looked at the stats today, but I don't really remember them. I want to say there's been maybe like one or two murders within the last couple of years, something like that. It's insanely low. Yeah, and then I agree with Donald Trump about CNN being fake news. So if CNN's confused about why the crime is so low in that city, they don't want to attribute it to everyone owning a gun. But it's just common sense, they don't want to admit that if you arm the population, if you arm the law-abiding citizens, crime rates will drop.
Well, yeah, because a lot of people aren't going to go into a situation where they know that they might die too.
Exactly.
You
They
know?
don't want to die,
Yeah.
Yeah, they feel like like, oh yeah, we're gonna go in there and break into their house and take all this. Like,
Yeah, they go into gun-free zones for a reason.
They're gonna be scared.
Easy targets.
Yeah.
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 They're
I was listening
they're
to
not
a
armed.
a
Yeah.
podcast today actually, and it was an older It was an older episode, and they had this guy. He's a ranger, Matt Best, his name, and he just wrote a book called "Thank You for My Service," right? Because he was a ranger and he went into different countries and here and fought terrorists and killed a lot of people and stuff, right? And he's like, a lot of people, they were talking about the gun issues just like we are. And he was like, well, in 94, they banned a whole bunch of guns that they say were dangerous.
Yeah.
He's like, and it completely backfired because
Yep.
they did it for 10 years. And in those 10 years, the crime went up. And like, he's like,
Yeah, it was like the assault rifle ban
Yeah.
or some.
something like that, yeah. And he's like, they brought him back, and he's like, crime's lower. He's like, they're not banned no more, and the crime rate went down.
Yeah.
He's like, so that just goes to prove banning certain things or banning guns is not gonna not gonna solve the issue. It might make it worse.
Mm.
But I want to get his book now because the way he was on the podcast, he said he wrote that book like a Deadpool vibe, right? So it's like he's talking to you about the stories that are in the book, and then but the real life events that happen, and then like the government, the defense, whatever, the Department of Defense, right? They had his book for like 18 months, right, before they even gave it back and allowed him to publish it.
Dang.
Because they had to read through all the stories.
Well,
so
because he
many
was a ranger.
He was a ranger, so they had to make sure that he wasn't giving
confidential.
up secrets and stuff. But yeah,
That makes sense.
so it's really good. And he's like he's a YouTuber now and stuff, and he does like all sorts of stuff. And he teaches like gun control. He not like teaching people how to use
Gun
guns and
safety.
all that stuff. And I think that's the
Man,
main thing. You teach everyone how to use a gun.
Dude.
So look him up, Matt Best, guys. Matt
My
Best.
sister-in-law, she has a husband, and so the first thing you learn when you apply for your gun safety certificate or your license, your gun safety license, I forgot what it's called, but it's the permit that you take a test for. It's pretty easy, and then that allows you to buy a gun. I mean, obviously you have to pass the background checks, but the main thing that every responsible gun owner understands is treat every gun like it's loaded. So you always want to point it in a safe area. And the number one thing, one of my biggest pet peeves is you have to keep your finger off the trigger at all times. This fool was posing in a picture with, I think it was his cousin, and he was holding the rifle and he had his finger on the trigger. And I commented and I said, finger off the trigger. And then he was like, oh, the safety's on, brother. And I wanted to message back, but I was like, all right, I don't want to start no family drama.
Yeah.
I probably should have though, because I want him to be responsible. But I was like, but he had posted that, oh, these are my cousin's guns and what. And I'm like, yeah, no wonder why you don't know. It doesn't matter if the safety's on. Like, regardless, you keep your finger off the trigger. You keep your finger off, even when you're aiming the gun, you keep your finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. Yeah, that got me heated because I just looked at the statistics not too long ago. 900 deaths per year by either accidental discharge or just negligence. It's, yeah, if we can educate people proper gun handling, gun safety.
There should be a class in high school.
There you go, Zoltan. Started Zoltan.
Not in these liberal high schools. There will never be.
It should be, though.
How should we eliminate guns? That's the class that'll probably happen.
That and how not to go in debt.
For real.
Yeah. I think that's one thing that needs to be taught in high school for sure is like financial stability. But I feel like, this is my personal opinion, I feel like the high schools don't teach that, so you could purposely be in debt and spend money, and
You think so?
I think so.
It's conspiracy.
Yeah,
What?
I think it's being controlled. So
Now we gotta get into conspiracy.
so you could have to struggle and have to be using the money and loans.
What
and
I
this and
can
that.
say is I know a lot of teachers teach to the test, which means that when No Child Left Behind was implemented, basically schools have to take these tests and they have to meet a certain level, a certain score for each subject. And teachers stopped teaching how they wanted to, and they stopped tailor making the sessions to the kids, and they started teaching to the test so that kids could start passing the test. So instead of actually teaching students what they need to know for real life, they just teach them what they need to know to pass the test.
Well, see,
Yeah.
But who made those guidelines and who did all that?
That was George W. Bush.
I had a substitute teacher that would come in every once in a while. You know, like you get like the same substitute teacher for sometimes in
Yeah.
that class, right? He would come in every once in a while. I remember we were taking like tests for like the SATs and stuff, right? We were taking tests, and the way he'd be like, because we're in special ed, so we had the option to have the teacher read each question out loud, right? And like all the answers, right? So he'd be like, so is it answer A or is it answer B? He'd be making like little comments. He'd be like, C. He's like,
raising his eyebrows.
yeah. Yeah. And then he's like, C. He's like, oh, that just doesn't make sense, guys. I don't know.
Or
He's like,
D, and he's shaking his head no.
yeah, and he's shaking his head no for D. Like, and he would like he would give us the answers, right? And then the teacher would come back. He'd be like, so how'd you guys do as a substitute? We're like, oh, he's great. Yeah, have him
he's
back.
great.
Bring him back. Leave again. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's my opinion, but yeah,
That's cool.
well, that's cool. I mean, I think it's pretty cool that you're into guns and
Yes,
like
I love them.
You know what's up because
You own guns?
Yeah, I have one of each platform. So I have a pistol, a rifle, and a shotgun.
That's pretty cool.
I want to get my boss that I work with, because he's a gun owner as well, and he's all like, happy to have a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get his opinion about that too. So, but he listens to the podcast, so
Oh, he'll hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll
and
hear
like,
this.
I think he like redoes like old guns too. Like, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because I seen him like on Facebook. Like he posted a picture of him like refinishing like the wood part of a rifle and stuff.
That's
Like,
cool.
Yeah.
so I mean that's pretty cool. I want to get more into that and ask him because, like, I'd never own a gun, but we grew up around guns. Like my uncle, he used to buy himself a gun every Christmas, right? So he had a lot of them.
Nice.
Right, and then he taught us all how to use them. He take us shooting. He taught us all how to use them, safety and stuff. And then like he had them like around his house, so I would go over and play video games with him or hang out with him for the weekend. And he didn't want me getting one of his guns and accidentally shooting myself, or So he taught us how to use them. He taught me where they're at.
That's
He
smart, yeah.
Like if there's a home invasion, what I need to do.
For
He's
sure.
like, first grab this. He's like, and then come get me. He's like, you're gonna grab this because you're gonna pass this up on the way to my room. He's like,
Yeah.
grab this. You know how to use it. I taught you. He's like, and come get me just in case
that's
along the way,
brilliant.
And like he always did that. So like I'm familiar with them. I haven't gone shooting or anything in a long time, but yeah, I think it's good for people to grow up in that environment, to grow up with them, with the safety,
Yeah.
and all that stuff, right?
just be knowledgeable.
That's
in it.
exactly
knowledgeable, yeah.
that's exactly how you want to do it. Because I was showing my daughter, she's 9, just gun safety, and my wife's like, "Oh my gosh, like that thing is
It's the devil.
yeah, she can't stand the sight of them." But I mean, the more they know, the better.
Yeah.
That just
Just
goes
like
with everything.
I get that from NBC. The more you know.
The more you know. The more you know.
But I do, for any of you potential home invaders, no, I do. Some people don't like that I do this, but I do keep my shotgun loaded next to my bed. But
I'm never going to your house. It's too scary.
it doesn't have one.
No
in the
surprise
chamber,
parties
though.
for you.
It doesn't have one in the chamber, so definitely there's no way that my son can cock and load it, and then my daughter, I highly doubt she'll be able to as well. Anyway, there's a button you have to push before you
Pull the trigger.
before you cock and load
Before
it.
you
Before
cock
you
and load
cock
it,
it, and there's one in the chamber ready to shoot. There's a button you have to push as well. If you don't push the button, it's locked. You can't cock it.
So it's like loaded, but in order to put it in the chamber, you have to cock it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're ready to shoot.
And there's a technique to cock it. So if you don't know the button or you don't know,
Yeah, exactly.
it's not going to happen. Yeah.
That's cool.
There's also a safety on.
It was funny. It's growing up. My dad was all like, no one's coming in here. Like I'm always like protected. And my dad had like a little like a butterfly knife on his bed. I'm like, all right, Dad. Cool.
Yeah, my wife's
good.
like, why do you need these guns? Blah blah blah. And I'm like, to protect you, to protect the family. She's like, oh my gosh, we don't need that. Blah blah. God's our protector. Blah blah. And I'm like, and then we started going down this rabbit hole. And I'm like, what about the people who go to other countries in the name of God and they get their heads cut off? What about them? Were they not protected? So I was telling her, I was like, you don't think about this stuff because I'm the protector. Like, I have to protect you guys.
Yeah.
I think about this stuff.
Yeah.
You're
You don't
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, for real. You're welcome for my service. Oh, no, thank you for my
Thank
service.
you for my service. Yeah.
No, but
I feel like I think you're gonna love the day. I hope it doesn't happen, but if the day does come where you do protect your family, you were like, you're welcome.
dude, I hope that
Don't
day
in her
never
face.
comes.
Yeah, I hope the day never
Hopefully
comes.
it never comes.
but
But it never comes.
if it does come, I'll be ready.
Be ready, you know. And that's the thing. It's just
And
being
then
ready.
5 years later, throw it in her face. Remember back when?
I'm gonna get this new gun. Remember when that happened? I need it.
So
After that, she'll be like, I think you should get that one.
I know.
So I don't want to go do deep in it because time's coming up. But do you think, or how do you feel if the world or America turned into like the Purge?
The Purge?
Like one day you're free to, there's no law.
To be honest, that would suck.
Yeah.
That would really suck
Short answer. Why?
because as much crime as there is, I feel laws are beneficial, and many people abide by them.
I think if we did the purge, right, that'd be like someone would be like, I wonder how it feels to kill people, and then they'll kill people on that one night, and then later on, like 3 months later, they're like, that felt really good. I'm gonna go do it again.
That
You know what I
could-
mean?
Yeah.
So it's not gonna. I don't think it'll stop the people
Yeah.
that are just messed up
Okay.
for some reason.
Yeah.
So we like to end like all our podcasts by asking like random questions,
Sure.
right? So you want to go first? Or ask a random question.
First one come to my head, your toilet paper roll on the wall. Do you have it over or do you have it under?
Over
Over.
Over.
Yes.
See?
and thin.
Then thin.
Can't stand thick toilet paper.
What? He's like, I like my finger to put
Like
through.
super thin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thinner the better.
Do you grab a lot?
If I need to.
Oh, okay.
You can choose.
Yeah.
With thick paper, you can't choose.
That's
It's
true.
thick all the time.
You make it as thick as you want.
Yeah.
That's true.
hilarious.
I like having
That's
a
a new
choice.
question. Thick or thin toilet paper?
That's the next one.
That's the next one. So, favorite Rocky movie?
Oh man, I'm not really a Rocky fan.
No? Well, if you had to pick one, just name one.
But I don't think he really knows the movies.
y'all, just there's 6 of them. So
What about Creed?
that's
I
basically a
mean,
Rocky movie.
Sylvester
No,
Stallone's
I'm
in it.
not really a Rocky
No?
Creed fan. No.
All right, what's your favorite movie?
Probably Megamind.
Megamind.
But
Cool.
dang, I did not expect that at all.
That movie is the funniest movie in existence.
Oh, my giant blue head. I love that part.
Spider.
Dang, I want to know on my favorite movie. I have too many.
I hate watching movies twice, but I've seen Megamind, Megamind, probably more than 10 times.
Yeah. See, I'm like that with White Chicks and like Rush Hour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people like Rush Hour though.
me and my brother watch Rush Hour so many times.
So for me, like if I'm watching a series of movies, like something that came out, like I like Ninja Turtles.
Ninja
It's my
Turtles?
favorite of all time. But if it's like one movie I have to pick, La Bamba.
Did you like the live action Ninja Turtles?
Yeah. So like the original live action ones was what really got me into Ninja Turtles, and then I would pretend I was a Ninja Turtle for like ever. And then like when they came out with the newer version, like the remakes, I was happy because they did a lot of stuff that the cartoons did, but then it was like completely different. And like I'm one of the people, like a lot of people hate remakes because it's like, oh, they messed up the original. But I'm one of the people like, no, if you're gonna make a remake, you want to be different from you might as well watch the original if you want it to be the same. So I was glad that they made it like almost completely different. They look different, you know.
I like how they look.
Yeah,
I
they look
like
pretty cool.
It's Michael Bay, right?
Yeah,
I like that dude. He makes the dopest graphics.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Transformers.
And if you watch like the making of those movies, like how they make them, it's pretty like
Looks
pretty
so,
cool.
Dang, the CGI looks so good.
If you had to pick between La Bamba and Selena, because they're both music
Um,
that died young.
I'd have to pick Selena.
Selena, why?
Yeah. Just based off the fact that I watched that movie more than La Bamba.
Because I watched La Bamba like over and over and over
Yeah,
again. But
I
I
wa-
watched Selena a lot too.
Yeah.
What would you pick? You're like, you never seen the old one?
I've seen bits and pieces of each one many
He's like,
years ago.
"Eh, I don't care."
I'm not a movie guy. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with McDonald's or In-N-Out.
Oh man, it depends. I was addicted to McDonald's for a while, but
Same.
every time I eat McDonald's though, my heart starts pounding. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm about to have a heart attack.
Yeah, same, bro.
What?
So-
And it's been like when I've been eating healthy too.
Yeah, so I don't have to say In-N-Out because I don't feel like I'm gonna die after I eat.
So
I think we're good.
yeah. Well, again, Zoltan, thank you for being our guest.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, and hopefully we can have you on soon later.
For sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Who knows where this podcast goes? So for everyone out there,
Maybe we'll make you famous. The famous
Maybe.
math teacher.
there's math teacher Zoltan. But yeah, for everyone out there, like follow us on Instagram,
Yep.
on YouTube,
Like and subscribe.
Twitter, like us and subscribe. Share it. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your dog. Tell everybody. And let us know what you think about Zoltan.
Yeah. If you don't like them, let us
Yeah.
know. We won't have them back.
Yeah.
No, I was kidding.
Let us know what you agree
sure.
or disagree on certain things. We'd like to hear it.
Fact check me.
Yeah. Fact
Yeah.
check them.
Definitely.
Yeah. So cool. You got anything to say, Brian?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do this.
Cool.
Peace
Peace out.
Peace.
This podcast is brought to you by Solution Meals. When you're having trouble eating healthy, Solution Meals has you covered. Check them out on Instagram at @solutionmeals_ for any questions and more details that you would like to know. There's always a solution.